Welcome to Intuitive Astrology with Molly McCord. Thank you so much for joining me today, as this is a Monday podcast episode where we focus on a particular astrological topic or theme. And today we're going to discuss the energetics of Saturn and Neptune, each stationing retrograde in Aries, and what this means in terms of how we are deeply reprogramming, rewiring, and preparing for new levels of consciousness to arrive in our lives into 2026. So this is going to be more of an intuitive look at these energies, because I'm feeling very strongly that we're in such an important reset cycle, that the retrograde of Saturn and Neptune in Aries is giving us more time to adequately prepare for more of the new earth frequencies that we will need to fully embody as we move forward in the second half of this decade. And so right now we're in a very important phase of not only preparation, but release and unraveling of what was and who we have been. I'm feeling that a big part of this retrograde, especially through these first few degrees of Aries, is in allowing you to look at what is truly in alignment for you, but now you need time and space to adjust accordingly. Because I'm seeing this at a very high level of cosmic energies. I feel that what we're moving through with both Saturn and Neptune in Aries is such a big reset and new start that we don't fully comprehend it all. And 2025 has a lot of these overlapping endings and beginnings. It can feel like there's more stress, more uncertainty, that you have a lot in front of you. And yet what I'm seeing as we move into 2026 and beyond is that after the conjunction, the exact conjunction with Saturn and Neptune, which will occur February 20th, 2026 at 0 degrees 48 minutes of Aries, there is a new reset in our consciousness around what we truly want to begin, that is a brand new start at a soul level. And at this time, we are learning to trust our ability to call in energies from other realms. Because again, this is very cosmic, and my attention keeps going to other star systems and constellations. That we are so powerful in our consciousness now that we're calling in more aspects of our own energy from other dimensions and allowing ourselves to slowly integrate the new dreams, new frequencies, and new aspects of ourselves from these other places. So we're basically becoming much more multidimensional, and that stirs up a lot. It's almost like it shifts us out of things that we didn't know we could let go of or that we should let go of. It really shakes up our programming, our intellectual understanding. There can be a lot of fears arising, especially related to safety and security. There could be a sense of, I don't even know where this is going or what is happening, but I feel how big it is, and it's quite monumental, but it's not fully here yet. So how I'm seeing this particular phase of Saturn and Neptune stationing retrograde in July 2025 and traveling back through the early degrees of Aries into Pisces is allowing us to clear out old parts of our soul's imprints and energies that we are meant to free ourselves from. But of course, it's one thing to say it and feel it, and it's a whole other thing to actually do it. I'm seeing that a lot of people are being redirected. You're feeling a new soul assignment is arriving. You're sensing that something is being phased out for you, and maybe you know what is incoming, but maybe not. I'm feeling like the confusion can be quite big, especially in the denser energies. But as you go higher up into these beautiful, open, multidimensional frequencies, there's more excitement and inspiration. I even feel the soul energy cheering you on and saying, this is the lifetime we get to do this. This is the lifetime you get to call in that next big dream or pivotal new start. I'm also feeling energies are incoming from multiple timelines and galactic locations. I'm feeling that there is a reactivation of Lemurian timelines, Atlantis timelines, and other ancient civilizations that have been connected to Earth but unseen. They've been behind the veil because they've been existing in the higher frequencies. But as our frequencies raise, we become a match to them again. And so I'm seeing these energies go up as we're aware of how powerful we are as creators. And that even though the world is changing very dynamically, I'm sensing that there are higher messages arriving that are allowing you to understand this is what I'm ready for next. Even if I don't know how or when or details, I'm sensing it's coming alive within me. And that's part of what occurs when these outer planets are in the early degrees of Aries. This is the energy of that new birth, a new rush for life, a desire to move ahead. There's the adrenaline pumping, the blood is moving, a sense of excitement is being ramped up. But in Saturn and Neptune, it's a slow moving energy that feels like you have to pace it and that it's very inconsistent, where it might come rushing in one day or 1 hour and then dissipate and float away. And that can be confusing, but I feel that each of those incoming rushes of energy is part of that new dimensional impression arriving. And I'm seeing it arrive and be integrated on the skin, but I'm seeing it absorbed in the blood, and that it's giving us a new appreciation for our own life force, our own physicality, our own ability to be energetic, emotional, intuitive, that it's also calling in those gifts from other off-planet sources. And so this would be quite personal to whichever energies you resonate with, but I'm feeling there's a very strong cosmic current that's flooding into Earth from multiple constellations and star systems. I feel these currents, again, it just looks like a cosmic current that Neptune is pulling in and allowing us to work with these higher flows in the cosmos, giving us new inspirations and potentials for what we can do in this lifetime. I also feel that it's the first time on Earth that this has ever been a reality as it is now. Because when I'm looking at this upcoming conjunction with Saturn and Neptune in February, it begins a new synodic cycle of 36 years between the two, but it also begins a whole new cycle, a whole new 165-year cycle for Neptune. And it feels very pivotal because Neptune is also pulling in and asking you to reclaim some of your soul's original intentions for existing on Earth. Those original intentions that brought you into the physical experience of this reality. And so this could have been when you felt like a younger soul, or even just an old soul, but this was your first time on the planet. There is the impression that we are reclaiming those very pure intentions of what could be my best experiences on the planet. What could that be? What can I create with my powerful energy? And this feels like we're in a cycle of activating those intentions and pulling in what we need in order to do so. But on the flip side, it means we also have to clear out and release any blockages, limitations, or belief systems that would challenge these pure intentions. So for example, if you're ready to step fully into doing your life's work, activating your soul mission at a deeper level of your being, there's going to be things that arise that show you what those blockages are, where you've been holding yourself back or feeling like you're not ready. Perhaps it's related to the energy of abundance, success, failure. It could be anything in those belief systems that the universe is saying, now is the time to reprogram this because you deserve to have exactly what you want. You deserve to have this next level experience and to embody those new earth frequencies of abundance, success, happiness, joy, love, all of that and more. So what is coming up for you that is maybe part of a fear frequency and you're being guided to rework it now. I believe this is part of the Saturn influence, because Saturn is about our practical application of energy in the real world. Saturn wants you to be successful, to feel capable and strong. But if there's anything where you don't feel like you're qualified or you're ready, Saturn is going to say, okay, then let's come back around and do some work on this. Let's learn some new skills. Let's look at what you can approach in a new way. How do we need to prepare? How can we set you up for an amazing new start that honors what has your name on it and what you're ready for? That will be a part of the Saturn retrograde journey. And it's going to ground you into what you need to take care of and where you need to show up with commitment to this next dream. And I'm feeling so strongly that these are some of the driving messages of the second half of 2025. That as these retrogrades unfold, you're going to return to old parts of yourself that you'll be ready to get rid of, reprogram, and leave behind. And you could be surprised at the next layer that comes up, because even after we've dealt with something and we've finalized it at some level of our being, we could feel like that next level of it arises for us to look straight in the face and deal with. So be gentle with yourself. If you're feeling like there's something coming back around that you thought you took care of, you thought you were past it, I feel like this is a big theme for many on a healing path, is that you can be surprised by what is still lingering and unresolved. But this is happening at such a deep level of our being that we're working with these energies across lifetimes. And as soon as I said that, I saw at least 9 lifetimes that something has traveled with you and been a part of your experience, but you're clearing it out at those very deep root levels. And we're not always meant to know the story, even though we want to. Or we want to understand, where did this come from? Why did this happen? What's this about? A part of this energy is just getting to a core truth of whether or not it supports you as an empowered, loving being on the planet who's here to create exactly what you want next. And so whatever comes up or comes forward, simply welcome it, love it, accept it, understand that it's actually not fully attached to you anymore. It's just a visitor coming through, and you might feel that, yes, now it's finally flowing out and moving away, which then provides that open space and that void for the next to arrive, that next dream, that next adventure. So not only are Saturn and Neptune showing us what is phasing out in our real world experiences, but we are connecting with much higher levels of consciousness that are flowing in to help you feel stronger and more powerful in declaring what you want. And so this is where I'm sensing that the galactic energies are highly present, and this would be a beautiful time to communicate with them, welcome them, and interact with them however that looks for you. This could be an opportunity where you're trusting any of the visuals, dreams, or messages you're receiving. Be sure and ask for the energies to identify themselves, share their intention, and give you information so that you can understand exactly what they're communicating. Also, make sure that you are surrounding yourself in a beautiful bubble of high light so that only those with the best of intentions can get through and can be connecting with you. You don't want to be pulling in or attracting any of those lower energies, any energies that mask or cloak themselves. So visualize yourself surrounded by a bright, beautiful, golden light of protection that only the highest possible frequencies can communicate with you and can be a part of your journey. It feels like these energies are arriving because you've intentionally invited them in, but they're also another aspect of your own consciousness here to guide you forward. You could even feel that there's some type of merging going on. Transcendence is arriving. You're dissolving out of previous versions of self. I'm just seeing the energy spiraling up out of the crown chakra. And I'm seeing it go up into the 8th or 9th dimension. I'm also feeling that way up there, as we tend to see it, the energies are so crystalline and clear that there is more certainty available to you that you can pull pull down and pull in. I'm seeing it like flood down like a shower to give you more support for whatever you're moving through and needing to handle in this current reality. So the energy that is very high frequency, very crystalline and pure is being offered to us so that we're able to handle any of the turmoil, uncertainty, or fears that arise. And that's where I'm seeing it flood through and flood out. So don't be surprised if you move through something quickly. Like it doesn't take you 4 months to get past it. It may not even take you 4 days. It might be something that just floods away and it's released from your energy and you could feel newly restored because of it. That's part of how we are being energetically recreated in 2025. This is essentially going to be a time period of recreating with the higher frequencies and preparing your consciousness for those new earth manifestations, whatever that means for you. Since the way that I see the new earth is a consciousness, not necessarily a location or a destination. It's what's within us that we use to create our new reality and to source our creative abilities from. So as always, trust what you're feeling and what's coming up for you. If you feel drawn to explore a certain ancient civilization or history or culture, if you feel like you're getting messages from certain galactic beings or off-planet star systems, certainly work with that and know that most likely it's benevolent, highly supportive energies here to support your ascension. Now, in 2026, after Saturn and Neptune are conjunct in late February, they will move forward and they won't be within range of each other again, but they're going to help you in moving into the new realities and new chapters of this new consciousness. And so you could even be feeling the changes and shifts in your body now as you prepare for this evolution. Since Aries is about the physical self and your self-identity, there are parts of us that are reshaping and reforming, which could feel quite smooth and easy at times, or perhaps jagged and shocking at other times. Your energy levels may be fluctuating more than normal, where you have a lot of energy and then you feel wiped out all of a sudden and you don't know why. You could have a change in what you want to do physically, whether that's through exercise, your sexuality, or just any lifestyle practices. You might find that your body is also coming alive in these whole new ways, and you are forming a new relationship with your body, with what it needs and how it's speaking to you. Another theme I'm feeling is that there is a softening of the Aries desires and drive. This means there's a softening of the adrenaline, anger, aggression, war tendencies, and that this is part of what is flooding in and working with millions of people on the planet. It's deeply reprogramming our unconscious survival instincts as well as primal responses. It feels like this softening is allowing us to more intuitively regulate how we use our bodies, how we go for what we want, and even the role of emotions and action. This can mean there's lessening in impulsiveness, especially the kind that doesn't serve you. There could be a sense of, I don't want to fight for that, less of a desire to prove yourself or compete. There could even be a sense of, I just want to go with the flow and be my best. I don't want this to be an argument or a fight. So part of these incoming energies is softening our deeper human programming that has served us well for various cycles on this planet, where there was a need perhaps to handle things in a certain way, or perhaps there just were no other options available to our level of consciousness at that time. But I'm seeing that there's a dissipation of the Aries energies that allows us to ascend into the more evolved expressions of Aries. This includes new forms of independence, new examples of leadership, new understandings of what it means to be yourself in the world and to feel strong and confident in that. Also a new sense of what it means to do what you want with full ownership and self-love without compromising or giving away your power to others. So we are all moving through some deeper levels of programming here in these early degrees of Aries. And you could find that certain messages, teachers, information, courses, whatever it may be, arrives in front of you to sit with and contemplate so that the mind can also be on board with how we are energetically shifting and also expanding. This is a consciousness rebirth, and 2025 has been bringing your awareness to what you're ready to change and how you're ready to ascend next, especially by entering into a whole new version of life. And I know that means something different for everyone. So as always, just trust how that's landing for you. But there's a pioneering spirit here that's coming up. A sense of, I'm going to enter into this or try this and move into this next chapter. And I'm doing so because a bigger, powerful guidance system is here directing me forward. This is also beautifully developing our intuition. This is living with our intuition, accessing it more frequently, more often, because now we're going to be sensing that it's safe to always have it on and to trust ourselves more. We're going to feel safer being in our bodies and in our full energy fields. I'm also feeling that many people are going to strengthen their aura and allow that to magnetize in more of what they need, as well as push out anything that is not resonating or essential. All of this is happening at a deep core level of our being, and yet it's also quite galactic as we are becoming more cosmic citizens. As we elevate our human faculties into higher expressions, we're able to reprogram our emotional nature, survival instincts, and primal needs. And we are ascending into new frequencies that we're going to readily live and experience on the planet. So it is quite huge. It is a big changeover in our personal realities because that reflects the huge ascension turnover that we are on as well. And I realize this can sound like hyperbole and a lot of exaggeration, but it starts to come through in very clear, evident ways over time. And that is part of the influence of Saturn here with Neptune. So even though it could feel like, all right, I get it, I feel it, I'm aware of it, but is it real? Is it going to happen? Is it going to appear? And with Saturn here in this area, the answer is yes. The new reality is forming and going to show up. The new parts of ourselves are also growing and shifting, and we are going to see it. I also feel that this turnover or growth in consciousness is very important for how we prepare to interact with more galactic beings on a regular basis. That we have to rise up in our awareness in order to connect with their frequencies. And so as more of these galactic beings are evident and real on the planet, it's because our consciousness is ready to meet them in physical form, have conversations and communications, and there is now a stronger energy match. So that's what I'm feeling and sensing at this time. I hope this supports you in anything that you are sensing and feeling. I hope it validates as well how you are upgrading and up-leveling, because I know it can be very lonely at times and we can think, oh, it's just me. Is anyone else feeling like this? But it's definitely happening for millions of us, and it is right on time with these big cosmic changes that are unfolding. So as always, thank you so much for joining me for today's show. I look forward to connecting with you again every Monday and Wednesday. And ultimately, I hope you feel beautifully supported and loved on your journey. Yes, it's been a big one. Yes, there's been a lot going on, but I hope that this gives you an expansive perspective on what is possible and what we're moving into. That yes, it's going to be worth it. It is coming together. It is showing up, and that your energy is an essential part of the ongoing journey. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you desire any more information about cosmic developments and what's unfolding, please check out my YouTube playlist called Channeled Messages, where I've been releasing those publicly since 2021. And perhaps there will be something there that is right on time for you. Wishing you a beautiful day ahead, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.